today because of the original foundation the structure still stands on. So he built this as a boarding house for sailors. It had 14 rooms. The inn above the restaurant and bar still has 14 rooms today. This could house about 40 sailors at a time. Well, we're close to the river. This is a popular place for those sailors to come and stay. They've just been overseas for about 2 months. What are they going to do when they get to Savannah?
Drink and gamble, and I don't know if gambling was legal here, but girls.
It's always the women that bring it up.
Yeah.
So this is basically a brothel. There are chamber pots to empty and clean, bedding to wash. It's a lot of work keeping up with close to 40 sailors every single night. So Steele White finds he can't do it on his own. He hires an indentured servant from Ireland. Her name is Anna Powers. She's forced to marry him upon arrival. This is by way of her parents. Her parents think they're doing a favor for the daughter. Here's a successful businessman in the new country. They think this is a great opportunity for her. She's 14. Steele White is 69. She's miserable here. After working here for about 3 years, they're preparing the boarding house for a German ship coming into town. On that ship is a 19-year-old sailor. Anna's now 17. You can kind of put 2 and 2 together. They fall in love. The night before the ship is supposed to set sail, the sailor comes with a plan to rescue Anna from this nightmare of a life she's living. One of the crew members overhears the plan, tells the captain of the ship. The captain of the ship is the sailor's uncle, and is a good friend of Steele White's. So to protect his nephew from being hanged for kidnapping somebody's wife and out of respect for his friend, he tells Steele White about the plan. 5 o'clock in the morning, the boy shows up at the front door you just walked out of for Anna. He's met at this front door by Steele White with a muzzleloader. The boy turns around, takes off running towards the river, gets away, but Anna's watching all of this happen, not from the window with the cheesy mannequin, but the window just to the left of the mannequin is where she sees a lover of life take off running towards the river. She's miserable. She hates her life. She realizes he'll never come back for her again. He'll be risking his life if he does. What is she going to do? Yeah, she takes her own life. She jumps head first backwards. She wants to die immediately upon impact. She still doesn't die. It's not very high off the ground. She hemorrhages. While she's hemorrhaging, they carry her to room 204. So if you look through the window to the left of the mannequin with the gold knocker on the door, that is room 204. That's where she dies of her injuries about 2.5 hours later.
Oh, Lord.
So 204 is the most haunted room at the inn today and the most requested room at the inn. When you check in at the counter, you walk past when you left 1790. They warn you about the hauntings. They don't want you to wake up in the middle of the night asking for your money back when something happens to you when you stay in room 204. The most common thing that happens in room 204 happens to women that stay in room 204. They have expensive belongings like jewelry get moved or go missing altogether. And a lot of people say she's preparing for a sailor to return. Other skeptics believe there's an employee here cashing in on those items, but almost always the items are returned back to the owners. On one occasion, the air conditioning wasn't working properly. The repairman comes out, they find a lot of the items throughout the air conditioning vents in the building. They're returned back to the owners, and that sort of thing happens over and over again, mostly to women that stay in room 204. When men stay in room 204, they reported having the covers pulled off, feeling like they've been slapped. A lot of men are like, okay, I'm staying. I saw your curiosity there. A lot of men are like, okay, I'm staying in room 204. But we believe it's her dislike for men that remind her of Steele White. So that's why we believe that negative energy is going on in room 204. So that's the window you want to get pictures of, and I'll show you a picture taken on one of our tours in just a second. I also want you to focus your attention on the one-story brick structure to the left of the main structure. They would build the kitchen out of solid brick, so if a fire occurred in the kitchen, it wouldn't burn the rest of the wooden structure down. So that was the kitchen for the boarding house. It's still the kitchen for the restaurant you saw on your way out, still being used for its intended purpose, which is incredible, 1806. So while it was a, go ahead.
I said, isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
Yeah.
So while it was the kitchen for the boarding house, there was an evil-spirited woman that worked in the kitchen that was known for wearing bangles on her wrist as she worked. So what happens today is people working in the kitchen hear those bangles clanging together before something's been thrown at them. Pots, knives in some cases. Every time you walk past the kitchen, there's more than one person working inside. Even when the restaurant's dead, they refuse to work in the kitchen by themselves because of all the activity occurring in the kitchen even to this day. So that kitchen door we'll walk past in just a second. That's another very good place to get pictures. So